started as physics realism engine. So how different is it from the game engine? They said that physics engine is such a new thing that they are actually developing cards, like graphic cards, that is designing physics realism cards.
So physics is actually a part of engineering, but now that field is so much evolving that it is growing. Okay, so it is coming into a specialized field like physics, specifically physics. And if you see physics, the amount of calculations that a machine do to calculate it is very much. I mean, it is lots and lots of calculations that goes inside. And as it is evolving, the algorithms are evolving. More complex calculations are getting into algorithms. So to do those calculations, your normal machine won't be able to do it. It has less computing power as compared to graphics card. So you are aware of what is GPU and CPU, graphics processing. It takes the workload away from CPU and does for you. So while CPU is doing something, it is possible that the physics engine that you have written, any physics thing that you want to do, all the complex calculations, you can do it inside your GPU.
But what my question was, is physics engine in some point of time kicking out the game engine, or is it going to
No, it is going to be there. It is going to coexist along with the game engine. But since that field has evolved so much that now people are actually telling that okay, this is a physics engine separate. But physics engine will only deal with physics. Game engine that I said was graphics, sound, networking. If for example graphics is evolving, so somebody will say okay, now I have a graphics engine. Graphics engine, physics engine, game engine. Now if sound is evolving, so if someone will come with sound, so everything together is again game. It's all about the perspective, like how you see it. Any more questions?
What is the difference between MDA and FADD?
So MDA is a language that you can communicate. Okay. Tools you have, okay, intention. I'll give you a real-time example of this. For example, you have an intention, again Counter-Strike example, that you want to kill an enemy. As a game designer, you will say, my intention is to kill a person. Consequence that you should be dead. I want to use this mechanics along with this dynamics to kill that person.
So means they are both.
So it's like a recipe. If you want to cook a dish, so you will have vegetables, you will have utensils. Vegetables is something that is MDA, utensils is something that is.
So if I am going to write it in FADD, so means how to write it as according to MDA or point wise or.
You can do that. I mean, if you want to write an FADD, you can combine it along with MDA. I mean, that will be very good for fellow game developers, fellow game designers to do that. If you want to write it in layman terms, that is also fine. But the main purpose of MDA is to be able to communicate with each other. So, I mean, if you want to write an FADD, I suggest to write it in accordance with MDA. You will be able to understand it, and whoever other game designer is going to read your document is going to understand. So that.
Okay. Thanks, Rohit. No more questions. Hopefully, we have been able to communicate what is game design, and again, this is very a short period to actually come out and say, everything. And because this is the first time I think people are listening about something like this. Because have you gone and talked before this? No. So at least from our understanding of what's happening in the gaming and animation space, and I have an understanding for the last 10 years I've been in this space, so I know quite a bit about what is happening. Most of it is not happening actually. Only some bit of it is happening, and it is all spread out across this country also. It's not all happening in one city. we trying to do it from our side of the town, but we are very small to do it all. But hopefully some of this new learning is coming about everywhere else also, and people get to understand. At least in Pune, we are making a first attempt to do something like this, and I hope some of you basically get into this field, which is game design. And there are other sessions coming up related to game programming and UI, again areas of gaming, because everybody is not going to be a game designer. Everything is not meant for everybody. There are some parts of things. So gaming is a huge field. Sometime back we had the Ubisoft guy out over here, and he laid out various verticals: the programming side, the game side, then basically the pre-side, the post-side, and there are so many careers, you know. And frankly, we in India don't see any of these careers. You know, all of these careers playing out is not, because very few companies actually doing it. There are loads of companies doing 3D asset work or basically doing service work, but very few companies are doing full game development. One I know is basically the person who talked to you, Rohit Gupta, and thanks Rohit for, I think for the first time this subject was talked about in Pune, at least to my knowledge. I don't know if I have not heard of anybody talking on this subject at all. So if there's anything, you can always email him, or you can basically email it to us. The email addresses are there out over there. Roy's profile is also there out over there, so people know if they want to get in touch with him, you can always send him an email. Okay, some things you have to do. There's a feedback form at the back of this document. We would love to have your feedback, and we'd love to know basically what you think about this session, so that we can basically go out and make any changes necessary in the next one. Yes, before that, we'd like to basically, everybody is listening, okay, good. Before that, we'd like to basically appreciate Rohit's effort in whatever he's come and talked to us out there, by offering him a very small token of our appreciation. And thanks guys, you can stay seated, and then the students will guide you towards some refreshments on the terrace. Yep, thank you. Please hand out your feedback forms to Sudarshan out.